got safety. I'm not going to pronounce all these names because we'll be here all day doing names and everything. But we have talked about Brian Robinson on the show before, 4-star defensive end. So we've talked about him. So you look at all these guys. We've definitely discussed Owen Waffle before on the show. In fact, just last week. You notice a few 5-stars in here, defensive lineman Justin Scott and a 5-star wide receiver, Ryan Wingo. So quite a bit happening here, Mark. Just in those first two weeks alone, getting some 5-star talent in. Got some more here, 6 on the 16th, including I believe we've talked about Aaron Scott and Jeremiah Beasley before. So again, just continual here. Taylor Tatum and Aaron Childs we've talked about before, and probably a bunch of others. So just I guess the question that I want to ask and get your thoughts on, just because you've been studying college football longer than I have, and you've looked at these recruiting visits, and just like not just the 5-star talent, but across the board, this is quite a bit of activity for June.
So the difference that I've seen in Michigan's recruiting this particular cycle, and I'll take it back a couple cycles, but it's really hit home this particular cycle. Well, we had a conversation, maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago, where we discussed getting into Ohio, and Michigan's always going to take players out of Ohio, but they've been ranked between 10 and 20 or 25 in the past. And I actually produced a video and I went through Michigan's Ohio signees in the Harbaugh era, and none higher than ranked 10th in the state of Ohio until this year. The other indicator and break from the past has been Michigan typically has been in recruiting battles with Ohio State and a lot of Michigan State, Notre Dame, Penn State, the region.
Yep.
You see on these commitment lists, you see offers for a lot of these Michigan commitments that are, first of all, playing in high school football in Georgia, Texas, and in the South, and receiving the type of offers that you would expect: Georgia, Texas A&M, Texas, LSU. And not that Michigan never dealt in those, but they were usually kind of a periphery interest for those particular recruits, and then they settle on LSU or Texas A&M. And really, Ohio State was the only school that would get into the Deep South and really be a major factor for the very best players. And now Michigan's doing the same.
And look, I mean, DS is saying, and I get it, Wingo could end up at Georgia. Okay. But even so, and by the way, as we've said before on Big Ten Live and other shows, like, official visits don't mean that they're coming to Michigan. They're just checking Michigan out. The number of official visits can be an indicator, and some of them have visited before. So that can be an indicator, but I completely get it that some of these players are going to choose Georgia. They're going to choose Ohio State. They're going to choose Alabama. They're going to choose Texas. There are some that aren't going to choose Michigan, but just the fact that, like you said, Michigan is taking swings in areas where normally they're not playing offense. They're playing offense practically everywhere in the country, and in areas that normally, like you said, are tend to be more SEC areas. Just like in sales, I've been in sales almost 10 years. You take big swings, and sometimes you make them and sometimes you miss, but you've got to take them. And it's a numbers game, and recruiting is the same way. So DS, you might be 100% right, but just the fact that he's coming, that's something. All right. So just a reminder that we have a merch store. So Father's Day is coming up, folks, and we've got some items in here to support the voice of college football and Mark, and including one of my new favorites. I may have to go for this one. The voice of college football embroidered apron, but already have the T-shirt and the mug. I know a bunch of you have the hoodie, and you got. I mean, there's literally something for everybody in here. But definitely plenty of good Father's Day gifts, and some for everybody in your life. And there is a Michigan section, so you can go in and you can toast to Michigan at the voice of college football. Have a coffee with Michigan at the voice of college football. So we keep our buddy Joey Foster keeps expanding the inventory and the teams that are on here. So every week I come on here and there's something new.
Folks, we will have the link in the chat. Just give it a look. Just look around, see what's there. But you can always give us suggestions on anything that you would like to see added. Joey is open to suggestions. We can't guarantee that we will deliver on the suggestions, but mostly we've been able to do just that. We have been able to respond to a number of requests and to deliver that merch. So Joey did an exceptional job, and it was my aim in particular to match the quality and the price, to make it affordable, to make it reasonable. But also we wanted, and we had heard from a number of people that wanted the quality to be, we don't want stuff wearing out 3 months from now. We want good quality stuff. So again, give us your feedback, but all the feedback thus far has been positive.